once again from ShortMeTina.com with my nightly video recap. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm going to definitely talk about equities in the overall market, but I kind of wanted to kick it off with an analysis of Bitcoin. I do have a cryptocurrency newsletter. It's not as active as my equities or my swing trading newsletter, but if you're interested, definitely go to ShortMeTina.com. You can hit that crypto tab and definitely provide your email address. And every so often, I'm going to send you sort of these technical analysis videos or just anything I think is noteworthy in the space. So to the chart. Yes, and in the business of full disclosure, I am definitely not interested in trading cryptocurrencies. I am an investor. I do own Bitcoin and Litecoin and the likes, but I've been adding them in increments and I continue to add them in increments. Again, I'm not looking to trade in and out the market. I think it's going to take time for these things to sort of catch on. I'm willing to give it time, obviously, as usual with everything, paying attention to allocation and risk. Obviously, when you invest, you definitely want to invest with monies that you can afford to lose. If you cannot afford to lose the money, please do not put any of it into Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies or even in the equity markets. So that's one disclosure or disclaimer. And the second one I want to say is that this obviously is not investment advice. This is just my personal 2 cents. So for Bitcoin, we're sitting here a little bit above 4,000. So for me, what is a crucial level is this breakout level that we experienced back in 2017, right? So after sometimes I say stock because I talk about stocks a lot. At any rate, after Bitcoin broke out in August of 2017, after we broke through this, in my opinion, again, crucial 3,000 level, right? We kind of shot up here to around 5,000. We dipped back in September of 2017 to 3,000. And then we had the run up. So 3,000, again, in my opinion, is a crucial mark. We went as high as, I want to say it varies from site to site, but let's say we went as high as around 20,000 before collapsing all the way most recently, I guess in December, to around a little over 3,100. Is that capitulation? I don't know, but it is very interesting that that 3,000 level held again as long as 3,000 can hold. And I think it's going to take some time for it to kind of like build up that momentum again. So again, cryptocurrency is a little bit different than the equity markets. So for Bitcoin, it wouldn't be surprising to see this gain, 100% within the next month or two. But to get back here, in my opinion, to that 20,000 level, it's going to take some time. But I am still bullish in the longer term on crypto and Bitcoin. What else do we have? All right, Litecoin, similarly, daily chart dating back to 2017, looking at the long picture, similar to Bitcoin, topped out around January of 2018, December of 2017. But this area here, $20, you can call it like $20. $20 support basically held. Litecoin went as low as I want to say 22 back in December, bounced off of those levels, and now we're back testing that initial major break of around 50. I think this is very crucial, right? Sitting here at 37.86, it wouldn't take much of a push to get us to 50. If we can break above and hold 50, I think things might get going. So definitely pay attention to Litecoin. I own a few. Again, bullish longer term on the cryptocurrency space. What else do we have? All right, Ripple, similar, daily chart. So support actually held for quite some time, in my opinion, right? Support of around 40 cents, this line right here, this red line right here, held for quite some time. We tested that level, but definitely, not definitely, but we bounced off of that level here back in April, right? We shot up, retested those levels back in June of 2018, and then we finally broke around August. We penetrated, again here, support and hold, penetrated that 40 cents level, and you can see like we've revisited that level several times. So sitting here at 36 cents, we're back testing that support area. It's now resistance. Let's see if the bulls can kind of like penetrate that level and hold. What else do we have? All right, Ethereum, ETH. So for me, this is actually the worst looking chart out of all the other three that I've done thus far. But even so, ETH stock, not stock, the currency here looks rather broken to me. Sitting here at 150, we have several hurdles to overcome. The first being around that, let's say that 200 to 215 mark, right? We can see we're sitting under that, and that has held. Even in 2017, we were trading above 200. So for me, the first hurdle would be for us to get back above that 200 to 215 level, and a major level of resistance I think that ETH needs to penetrate before things look positive again, in my opinion. And I know it's very high from 150. It's almost a double at that point. But I think we really need to get above and hold 400. 400 held for quite some time after that run up that we started to experience back in 2017. So again, out of all of them, the worst looking chart in my opinion, but it doesn't mean that, you know, it's a bad coin to own, right? Let's just see, sitting here at 150, first hurdle again, 200. If we can get above 400 and hold, then I think we have a real shot at retesting those previous highs. What else do we have? All right, so before I get into the IWM, so going back to the cryptocurrencies again, if you are interested in receiving technical analysis videos on cryptocurrencies, or you just want to know my thoughts sporadically on the cryptocurrencies, definitely head on over to ShortMeTina, click on that crypto tab, and then enter your email address. So IWM, since breaching this 130, so daily chart, sin dating, doing a lot, daily chart dating back to 2016. So since we breached that longer term support of 130, right, back in December, we bounced off of it. The IWM has actually rallied. We're up about north of 2% on the day, and I think from the lows of 130, we're probably up something like 5 to 7%. I don't know exactly. Don't quote me, but it's somewhere around there. So we've definitely had a bounce since this low back in December of 125. We're sitting here at 139. Crucial level. That major breakdown that occurred on at that 145 level. So within this week, next week, the month, the year, 145 in my opinion is the level to penetrate and hold. We're definitely, it seems like we're making attempts or stabs at it. We went as high as 140 today, which is in my opinion incredible price action. We closed at 139.59, again up north of 2%. For me, paying attention to 145, major hurdle. What else do we have? All right, the SPY daily chart dating back to September of 2017. As you can see, I have some notations here. We breached 250 back in December with that intense, insane market sell-off. One as low as 233.76. So we're sitting here at 254. We're off the lows one, and we've also penetrated that first level of resistance that I spoke about here, right? 250 to 260. So for me, crucial level, similar to the IWM, for things to start looking up, obviously we have to remain above 250, right? Sitting here at 254, we're doing a good job. So we don't want it to, we definitely don't want the SPY to roll over. We want it to keep trekking on. Even if it rolls over slightly, we don't want it to dip too much below 250, and we definitely don't want it to go lower than the sell-off lows of 233.76. So in this week, going forward, this month, this year, summertime, 250 is the key and super important. If we can get above and hold 260, then this, in my opinion, this bull rally has resumed. Again, full disclosure, we are short the market in the shorter term as a hedge to protect our long portfolio. But I have maintained I am bullish. I do not think this bull market wants to end. I personally don't want the bull market to end either. There's much more money to make, in my opinion, on the upside in a bull market versus the downside in a bear market. What else do we have? All right, GE daily chart dating back to 2009. So this, technically, the chart is not the best. It's broken, right? If you look at the high back in 2000 to now, the stock has lost, I want to say something like 80 to 90% of shareholder value. But sitting here at 874, maybe this is it. Capitulation has already occurred, and the stock is ready to at least put up another 100% gain. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going to be betting on. I am not long GE, but I am looking to get long GE. So I'm definitely paying attention to this resistance level, which is super important. If you go back 10, 15 years, it has served as an important resistance level, in my opinion. So that's around, let's say, $9 to $9.15. So we're sitting here at 874. Pretty bullish action on the day, up about 6%. So if the stock can get above and hold $9, I am an onlooker for now. I am still an onlooker. But if we can get above 9 and hold, I'm going to be a buyer. Right now, I am a onlooker. What else do we have? All right, ticker BPMX. I don't like penny stocks, but we did at one point try to trade this within the community. It wasn't successful. So we took the trade. I don't even remember the exact levels, but let's say, for example, I think this is for the most part, this seems relatively accurate. So let's say we took the trade around 18 to 20 cents as a speculative pick, right? Speculative meaning it can go either way. We can actually make about 200-300% on our money, or even 100%, or we can lose about 40 or 50%. And given that volatility, giving those extreme levels, we don't want to put too much money, right? We want to manage risk. We want to manage our downside. With that said, I think we got in somewhere around 20 cents, and I was looking to let go around 40 cents, which would have represented 100% gain or a double. At one point, we were up as much as 30 to 40%. But again, when you're trading penny stocks, or for me, the risk the reward has to be more than 30 or 40%. And in this case, we were looking for 100% reward. So we took the trade. We were up at one point about 20 or 30%. Then the stock actually reversed, and I think we got stopped out around here. I've been watching it ever since, but when we couldn't penetrate this major support level of 18 cents here, I kind of looked away. But being up 20% on the day, sitting here at 14 cents, BPMX might be in play once again. So for me, I'm looking for it to revert back to that 10 cents, not 10 cent, the company, but 10 cents. I'm looking for it to revert back to that base. From a risk reward perspective, I'd rather buy here than chase here at around 14 cents. So being up around 20% on the day, BPMX is actually looking pretty okay. What else do we have? All right, ticker ACB. Not much has changed since the last 5 or 6 analysis that I've done on this particular stock. Daily chart, sitting here at 526, we've managed to remain above support, and we've done so, right, for the past a little over a year now. It's dating back to November of 2017. We've managed to hold above that, let's call it that 540, that $4.75 mark. Outside of this dip that occurred here in August, but we quickly rebounded. So sitting here at 526, you're actually, if you decided to buy today, you're actually buying relatively close to support. So from a risk reward perspective, getting in here at 526 is not a bad move. I am fairly stingy. I am very greedy. For me to get in, I'd want the stock to dip back a little bit to get to as close to support as possible, which would be in the 4s. I maintain a buy within the 4s would be good. I still see ACB, trending up, bullish on the stock. What else do we have? All right, ticker NBEV, sitting here at 547. We're up a little under 1% on the day. Like I indicated, just based on the setup here, I mean, there is a bullish setup forming in the short term, right? Rounding bottom. I love to play the rounding bottoms. However, I'm not sure how this wants to resolve itself. This sideways action we've seen since mid-December looks like we're trending up here, but again, I wouldn't try to jump in at 547. Just seems like a very ominous place to jump in at this point. I'm going to wait to see how the stock reacts once it gets to resistance of around 684, if it gets there. If it can get there and hold, then there might be a trade on the long side. Conversely, if it pulls back to the support base of around $3, in my opinion, would be a better spot to get into. But sitting here at 547, looks like a bullish setup is underway. It hasn't been completed, in my opinion. Still an onlooker. What else do we have? You know what? Let's just kind of cap it there. I think I've done a few, right? Yeah, I've done about 10 or so. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, ShortMeTina from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, do 2 things for me. 1, head on over to my YouTube page at ShortMeTina. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. I do videos every single day. This ensures that you do not miss any. Then head on over to ShortMeTina.com. Sign up. Become a member. Thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for